Hello riders, it's Josh from CycleHunters.com. I got a special one today. This, oh yeah. Can you tell? Well, you probably already read the description. So anyway, this is a 1998 Honda VFR 800. This is a V4, a 90-degree V4 motor in this bike. This bike is all stock except for the windscreen. The funny thing is, you don't normally see them like that. This thing is in awesome condition. So when we get into it, you're going to check it out. Yeah, there's some blemishes. It's a used bike. It's a 90s bike. But she is beautiful. In awesome condition. Sure, like I said, little paint chips, scrapes, some scuffs, some blemishes here and there, like that right there. Not a whole lot. Yeah, that's not there. That's good. That's nothing. I mean, look at the mirrors on this thing. There's a little scuffage over here on this one. Oh, it's kind of tough to tell. I don't know if you can see it. There, maybe a little bit. But anyway, look. This is such a cool bike. A 90-degree liquid-cooled V4, 781 cc's. If you uncork this motor and put an exhaust on it, you will be loving life. 97 horses, the 10,500 RPM, I believe. But this is such a great bike, awesome platform. The VFRs have been around for years, and they're still around. But the 90s version, so many people love this bike. I do. I know a lot of customers that come in and we talk about these bikes. These always come up. These have, you can see the radiators on either side, sort of like the Honda RC51. But Honda V4s, this has been the odd point. So many people in the past 10 years roughly now have been wanting Honda to build a V4 superbike, and they just haven't done it. You know, it started with the RC30 back in the early 90s and the RC45 a little bit later on, but then they got rid of it and they went to the RC51. But they used the 90-degree V4 in this bike. So back in those days, you know, you couldn't really get a purpose-built street bike so much unless you had the money for a Honda RC30 or a 45, which in those days, that's a lot of money. But you would get this. Put the pipe on it and it sounds glorious. One of the best sounding bikes I've ever heard, and it just gives you chills. It's got that growl, that V4 growl. You know, Ducati uses it today. Aprilia is using the V4. You can see some scuff and some blemishes on the wheel. Again, it's not perfect, but it is really in great shape. That, a little bit of touch-up paint would help. The headlight is in really great shape. There's not much going on as far as a scratch. Maybe a little. That's nothing. That's probably just from when buffing it a little bit. But you can see the paint on the bike is really, really nice. The frame, it just is a great example of a survivor, and it's doing better than surviving. It's just in awesome shape. It actually has a center stand, as you see it right here. You can rock that back on there. Single-sided swing arm. I mean, that harkens back to the RC30 and the RC45. So this one sort of is taking those cues. It's just a shame that they never really turned this platform into the actual race bike, sport bike. And we still have hopes that Honda's going to do that. Now look, they did come out with the Honda RC213 VS, but unless you got $100,000 sitting around, and you had to pretty much get on a list to get one, you're probably not going to see that bike anytime soon. And to see one in the real world, out in the wild, is probably not going to happen, because I would guess that a lot of guys that did get them put them in their collections. So you can see everything is really nice, well kept. I mean, the swing arm is in really great shape. Everything just looks good on this bike. Even has the Lockhart Phillips tank bra, which most guys don't have those today. They just put the little tank pad on it anymore. Yeah, but you can see even the black and the plastics, everything just looks really good. You know, normally you see a lot of paint problems because the brake fluid would leak out, but this was kept so well that whenever they did it, they were making sure that the brake fluid was not getting anywhere, destroying the paint on there. A little bit of a scuff right here, but this is not a whole lot that you're dealing with. You know, your normal paint chips and stuff, you're going to see that. But overall, for this, she's in awesome shape. Awesome shape for a 98. Okay. Controls, just like anything else. Now, you have your normal gauges, speedo, your tach, centrally located tach, your clock. This back in the day was pretty innovative in the digital stuff that's going on for your clock. You have also your trip meter, your odometer, 18,344 miles on a 98. Do the math. Not a lot of mileage. You can see that the fuel gauge is blinking over here. This gives you your temperatures. And again, you have your trips. You can kind of toggle through this stuff. So pretty cool stuff. You have your oil light, your high beam and low beam light. You can see, oh, there you go, high beam, low beam. That's a rarity to be able to do that when the bike is not on. Your neutral light and your fuel injection light. Now this also has, you know, your enricher. But again, high beam, low beam, left, right turn signal cancel, your horn, your on off, and your starter. Pretty straightforward, simple stuff. But this thing, it's funny. I wish it did have a pipe on it, but yeah, that's a cold start. Oh, she is growling. That's Joel approved. This bike definitely would like to have a pipe on it. I can promise you if you got one. The smile on your face would be ear to ear. Now this also has the risers, you can see here as well. So this is left turn signal. Left rear. You see how it's all integrated. Right rear. Right front. This is going to be brake, foot brake, and then hand brake. And then you push to cancel. And listen to that. Oh yeah. That's why these are so loved. It sounds amazing. Snappy motor. Low beam, high beam. Low beam, high beam. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, if you're a fan of these bikes, you already know that this thing, as far as condition, is really, really impeccable. It is just a great sounding bike. Yes, it does need a pipe on it. It's just, you have to with that motor. Oh yeah, it sounds so good. It looks good. It feels very solid. It's in great shape. Oh, look at this thing. Got the little handles back there for your passenger. This also, you can get a seat cowl for it to go over the back to give it that little bit more racy look. And if you really wanted, you could take the risers out and get even a little bit more aggressive. But these are sport touring bikes. Especially if you're a lover of a Honda VFR, 800, that V4 motor. Oh, this is a great example of that bike. It is beautiful and it sounds awesome. Just needs that pipe. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the only thing I would do to it. Other than that, boy, this thing is great. So if you're digging the 1998 Honda VFR 800, give us a call at 717-273-1809. You can see the full list of our inventory currently at www.cyclehunters.com. You can email us at cyclehunters@gmail.com. We have some financing options available. Aftermarket warranties available. We can ship bikes. We can deliver them. It just kind of boils down to what is it that we need to do to help accommodate you so that that gorgeous bike can be there, giving you a monstrous smile for when you're about to go ride. Awesome bike. What a treat to see this thing and to hear it for that matter. Yeah, I can't wait to take this out for a spin. But until the next bike, happy riding.